over the American League Power Rankings, just my personal opinions and thoughts on it. So, yeah, let's get into it. So at number 15 for the American League, no surprise, it's the Chicago White Sox. I don't know what to say about the White Sox that is necessarily positive. Tommy Pham, I guess, he's pretty good. But, I mean, the White Sox are bad. We all know they're bad. You watch baseball, you know they're bad. You don't watch baseball and you just see their highlights, you can tell they're bad. The White Sox are a really bad baseball team. I don't know what to say about that. But, yeah, they suck. Yeah. So, not going to spend too much time on them. They're 15 for a reason. I don't think anyone's going to debate that. Number 14, though, is interesting because at the start of the year, I did have it as White Sox A's. No team is going to come close to those two teams in measures of horribleness. Now, no teams have, but the A's have not been horrible. So they are actually not in my 14 spot. I have the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now, are the Angels this bad? No, I don't think so. But I think a lot of AL teams are good this year. Up at 12, I think any of these teams can make the playoffs. So it's not necessarily the Angels bad. It's just they got hit with some unfortunate luck with Trout being hurt. And I think that's why I have them at 14. They don't have much outside of Trout. And with him hurt, with Ohtani gone, obviously, I think that clearly they are the 14th best team in the league right now, in the American League. And there's not much going up for them. I think they're going to trade a lot of people at the deadline. They're going to figure out a path for their organization right now. So, yeah, not much to like right now about the Angels. But we knew this. We knew that they weren't going to be that good. Not really a big surprise here. 13, I have the surprising Oakland Athletics. Now, somehow the A's aren't 15th or 14th. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. So the A's honestly have not been doing that bad. I had a full segment on them yesterday about their, just what's going on with them. So if you want to check that out, please go ahead. I go into depth a little bit more, but I mean, they've had a lot of breakout performances, a lot of guys who have been outperforming, and the team just looks together. I think they're banding together of, this is our last year in front of these A's fans. In front of these Oakland fans, let's give them a show. And I think just banding together. I think another thing I didn't mention in my segment yesterday that I do wish I would have is their manager. I think Mark Kotsay is an incredible manager. I think he's shown that so far. I think if he leaves the A's, he's going to have a lot of offers. And I think he's pulling this team together right now, doing a really great job. And, yeah, I think good job for him. So I think he's a really good manager and doing a really, really good job. So props to him and props to the A's for finding that. At 12, I have the Houston Astros. Now, the Astros are unfortunate because of all the injuries they've had. So many pitching injuries. I mean, Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers. So Verlander did just come back, which is a big addition. But, right now the record is not good. They're fifth in the AL West right now, which is something nobody expected. I do have them over the A's just because they are the Astros. They have a sheer amount of talent, but the pitching's a problem. Won't lie to you. Alex Bregman, even part of the offense, is struggling. So it's not just the pitching. It's not just these injuries. There's a lot systematically wrong with the Astros right now. There's a lot of not positives here and some things that are just not going right for them. So I have them at 12. You could argue they're lower. I just put them here, give them the benefit of the doubt that they will figure it out, that they are the Astros. And I just didn't want to put them below the A's. I just couldn't do that to them. I couldn't do that to their fans. So I did have them at number 12, but if you want them higher, if you want them lower, I really would agree with anything. But I think for me, 12 is the perfect spot. Now, 11, I have the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have been really underperforming this year. I think it really is the pitching. A lot of some of their guys have been doing well, like Ryan Pepio, Zach Eflin, who's always been doing great, but they have a lot of pitching injuries. The offense is underperforming a little bit. Dropping a series to the Angels was not good. Getting swept by the White Sox was the real low part of the season. So they need to step it up right now. I think there's a lot that needs to be improved about this Rays team, and I think they need to do it sooner rather than later. They're playing the Mets today, tomorrow, and in a 3-game series. Hopefully they can take that. The Mets have been doing well recently, just split with the Cubs, who've been really, really hot. So I think that if the Rays are going to have to show us something this series, and if they don't, if they get swept, for just an example, I honestly could have them at 13 or 14. Right now, I'm just not very high on them. I see a lot of flaws in their game, and just I don't know how good they really are. So, yeah, I do have the Rays at 11, and again, they're better than this. We all know this, but not playing with it right now, and that's why I do have them here at number 11. So, moving into the top 10, I have starting with the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays are an interesting case. There's been some underperformance. There's been some guys who have been doing really well, but they're just kind of mediocre. I don't know how else to describe them right now. I mean, you look at the AL East currently, um, they are indeed 15-7 in fourth place in that division. 3 games, also 5.5 out of first place, and three games below the team in third place. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot interesting with the Blue Jays right now. Again, I just think they're kind of mediocre, 15-17, mediocre. So they have had a little bit of a tough schedule, which is true, but at the same time, we expected the Blue Jays to be the young team of the future, right? We expected with all the young players they have, including the main guy, Vladdy. You had Bo Bichette. You had a lot of young pitchers as well, and it's just not. It has not been their season so far. I think that there is a lot to improve here at the Blue Jays team. A lot of players can be doing better, and I think they should be. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that they can because they're a fun team to watch. Toronto's an amazing city, an amazing baseball town, amazing sports town. So, I think that overall they are going to have to improve. They're going to have to their players to kind of get off the schneid and perform a little bit and play to their potential. Mainly Vladdy. He's been okay, but I don't know where that MVP caliber season went. He has not been that guy, and I think he's one of the biggest parts of this Blue Jays team. So, they were in the top 10, though, to give them credit. At number 9, I have, surprisingly, a team that really nobody expected, the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Red Sox have been one of the biggest surprises of this entire year. I mean, they really have come out of nowhere and just done really, really well. And I think, honestly, it's the pitching. You look at this pitching right now. When you went into the season with them, you're like, okay, well, the thing with the Red Sox is they have a lot of good young pitchers, but nobody that's extraordinary. No guy that is really, an ace level guy or someone that is going to significantly improve your team. And that has been not true. Carter Crawford, Tanner Houck, they've been incredible. I mean, these two guys are solidifying themselves as starters in the Red Sox rotation for a long, long time. And I think that's why they're at number 9 right now. Their pitching has been really incredible. Like I said, their young pitchers have finally stepped up, played to their fullest potential, and they've been doing really, really well. So props to them. I mean, yeah, don't know what else to say. I mean, the rotation has been incredible. The lineup hasn't been half bad as well, having guys like Rafi Devers there. So a lot going right for the Red Sox right now, kind of surprisingly. We'll see if they can stay there, but looking really good right now. Number 8, Texas Rangers, defending world champions. We all know what their negatives are. It's the pitching. We all know what their positives are. It's the offense. Not much else to say there. The offense is incredible. They need to get the pitch. They need to get the pitching straight. They have a lot of injuries there. Guys like Max Scherzer, of course, Jacob deGrom, who I've talked about millions and millions of times now, but it's true. This Rangers team has such a great offense. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, Nathaniel Lowe coming back as well now. So I think once the pitching comes back, they'll be a better team. But right now, I do have them at number 8, and I'm gonna keep it there. Number 7, I have the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers have been doing really, really well. So I want to just say props to them. I mean, I really have loved their season so far. Their young hitters, I think, are performing now. Mark Canha has been insane since coming there. The pitching has been doing well. I predicted Tarek Skubal to win Cy Young. He has not let me down so far. He's been doing really, really well. So, yeah, I think there's a lot going right for the Tigers right now. I think there's a lot of good things happening in Detroit, and I'm excited to watch them go into the future. I mean, they have so many great young players. Colt Keith, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Jake Rogers, Dylan Dingler. So some of these guys aren't even playing to their fullest potential. Parker Meadows, someone I didn't mention as well. So I'm loving the Tigers team right now. I think there's a lot going right for them, and I think that they're a really positive team and are going in the right direction. So, yeah. At 6, playoff time now, because there are 6 teams who make the playoffs in the MLB, in each league, I should say, the Seattle Mariners. Now, the Mariners are currently the leaders of the AL West, and it's really not close. I mean, the Rangers are in the vicinity, but I'd say it's the Mariners all the way right now. They're finally performing up to their potential, it looks like. With the Astros underperforming, with the Angels being horrible and getting some bad luck, the Mariners have taken advantage, and boy, have they been good. I mean, they're, as I said, they're top of the AL West right now. They're 17-14. Very close to the Rangers record-wise, but I think they are the better team. Their pitching is incredible. George Kirby is just insane. Bryce Miller is insane. You have other young guys like Emerson Hancock, Brian Wu, who are either injured or have not fulfilled their potential yet. So there's a lot more in the pitching department for the Mariners, and their offense, of course, incredible. Julio, started off the season really rough, but he's starting to turn around a little bit. You have some other complementary pieces that are really nice, like a Mitch Garver, like a Jorge Polanco, like a Cal Raleigh. So a lot's going right for the Mariners right now, and I really love this team. At 5, we have the team I didn't give up on. I said, they were one of the worst teams in baseball a few weeks ago, but I still like them. I still believe in them, and that is the Minnesota Twins. Now, the Minnesota Twins have won, you're going to hear this correctly, 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row for the Minnesota Twins. I mean, they started off the season so poor, so bad, and props to them for turning it around. I mean, I always believed in them. I thought they were clearly the best team in the AL Central. They're 2.5 games back of the Cleveland now, who we're going to see later in this list, of course. But, only 1 game close to the second. So, 10 games in a row. The offense has finally been clicking. The pitching has been clicking. I love this team. I'm very high on them. I think they're a great, great team. Didn't give up on them through their struggles. I'm being proven right so far. Doing really, really great. And I'm really excited to watch them and really happy to watch them. So, yeah. Here's the Minnesota Twins. I'm really loving what they're doing right now. So, at number 4, I have the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Royals I do have as above the Twins. I think the Twins are a better team, but right now, oh boy, I love the Royals. Now, I originally had the Royals in the AL playoff picture for my preseason predictions, but I kind of chickened out of that. I was like, you know what? They're not as good as I think. They just made a lot of offseason moves, but they have been really, really, really good. You have Michael Wacha, Cole Reagans, Brady Singer, and what am I saying? It's pitching for the Royals. Their pitching has been incredible. These 3 guys, and Seth Lugo. I mean, Seth Lugo has come out of nowhere, been an incredible starting pitcher for this Royals team. Had a great season last year with the Padres. I was a little skeptical to see if he could follow it up, but man, has he been impressive. I mean, wow, he's just been really, really incredible, honestly. I don't know what to say about him that, people haven't said, but he's been an amazing signing, been so, so good. And, yeah, I'm really excited about watching him and happy for him. As a Mets fan, he wanted to be a starting pitcher for a long, long time with us and wasn't. And he finally got his chance at the Padres, took advantage of it, got with the Royals, took advantage of that opportunity as well, and now has been a really good starting pitcher for them. So happy for him, and this Royals pitching staff has been incredible. The offense hasn't been too bad. Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, MJ Melendez. A lot of good offensive production from these guys and from the younger guys. So, yeah. At 3, really excited about the Royals. At 3, if you can tell. At 3, the surprise of the entire baseball season. Somehow the AL Central leading one of the top teams in the American League, Cleveland Guardians, currently have the best record in all of the National League. I don't know what's going on with them, but I don't think it's a fluke. I'll say that. I don't think it's a fluke. Do I think they're going to be this good? No, I don't, but I think they're a playoff team. The way that they have overcome injuries has been incredible. Their best pitcher, Shane Bieber, who was having an early season Cy Young push, went down, and instead of packing it in and getting frustrated, the Guardians said, you know what, we're going to take advantage. We're going to not take advantage. That's not the right way of putting it. We're going to put this in the rearview mirror, get our young guys up. They're going to perform. Guys like Tanner Bybee are going to step up. And the offense is also been incredible. I mean, I don't know where this came from. Josh Naylor has been insane. Estevan Florial, since coming over from the Yankees, has also been incredible. So, yeah, I mean, this team has been great. I don't know where this all came from, but man, have they been a surprise this year. Now, 2-1 for the AL. We all know who it is. It's the same boat as the Dodgers. Two elite teams. You can have them anywhere you want. Yankees and Orioles. We all know. I have the Yankees at 2, Orioles at 1. I think the Orioles, with the pitching reinforcements they're getting back soon, with how good Corbin Burns has been, with how good their offense has been, I do have them at number 1, but it's really close between those two teams. But 1 is the Orioles, 2 is the Yankees for me. If you want to have them in a different order, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just the two teams for me are the top. So that was our third segment here, talking about the American League Power Rankings and just the teams I'm really high on. Going into our third segment, which is going to talk about the New York Mets and some headlines with them. There were some decent amount of stories with them in the past 24 hours, so I did just want to touch upon those and just get my thoughts on it and just the overall Mets team. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks and bye.